Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful idea, one that flips the script on everything we've been taught about success. What if our endless chase for success is the very thing that's actually preventing us from getting it?
So let's start with a big question. Is happiness something we should leave at home, a personal luxury that has no place at work? Or could it be one of the most powerful, hard-edged business tools we have to drive actual bottom-line results? That's what we're going to unpack.
Because, the reality in most workplaces right now, it's pretty bleak. Just look at these numbers. A massive 76% of managers feel like they're being forced into a corporate box, and 71% say their work environment is just flat out stressful. We're creating cultures that work against the very people we need to be innovative.
So where does all this pressure and stress come from? Well, it comes from a formula for success that's been drilled into us for generations, and it's fundamentally broken.
You know this one, right? We've all been on this treadmill. If I just work harder, I'll get that promotion. And when I get that promotion, then I'll be happy. But the problem is, every time we hit a goal, our brain just moves the goalpost for what happiness looks like. It's a horizon we're always chasing but can never actually reach.
But what if we've had it completely backwards this whole time? What if happiness isn't the reward for success? What if it's the cause of it?
This right here is the whole paradigm shift. The old myth on the left says you grind and struggle your way to success, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find happiness. But the reality, the new science, is on the right. Happiness comes first. A positive, engaged brain is the engine. It's more creative, more resilient, more productive. Happiness isn't the prize, it's the fuel.
And look, this isn't just some feel-good idea. This is biology. When you're in a positive state, your brain gets flooded with neurochemicals like dopamine and serotonin. And these things don't just make you feel good. They literally supercharge your brain, opening up learning centers and making you better at solving problems.
So you might be thinking, okay, sounds good, but show me the proof. Well, let's look at it. The key here is something called neuroplasticity, which is just a fancy way of saying our brains aren't fixed. We can actually rewire them.
For decades, the entire world believed that running a 4-minute mile was a physical impossibility, a hard wall. Then, in 1954, Roger Bannister did it. He broke the barrier. And the most incredible part? In the year that followed, dozens of other runners did it too. What changed? Not human physiology. The barrier was never in their legs. It was in their minds.
This quote really gets to the heart of it. There's this incredible study of hotel maids. Researchers told one group of maids that all the work they did every day, making beds, vacuuming, was actually great exercise. The other group, the control group, they were told nothing. The result? The exercise group lost weight and lowered their blood pressure without changing a single thing about their daily activity. Their mindset literally changed their physical reality.
This is what's known as the Tetris effect. If you play the game for hours, you start to see the world as Tetris blocks, right? You see patterns everywhere. That proves we can train our brains to scan the world for certain things. So what if we trained our brains to scan for opportunities instead of threats? For reasons to be optimistic instead of reasons to be stressed? We'd start seeing them everywhere.
This classic business story is the Tetris effect in a nutshell. Two salesmen, same situation. One brain is trained to see problems, and it sees a dead end. The other is trained to see potential, and it sees a massive untapped market. Same facts, totally different realities.
Okay, so the science is clear. A positive mindset is a performance advantage. But how do we actually build it into a habit that sticks? The key is to realize our willpower is a finite resource. It's like a battery that drains with every decision, so we have to be strategic.
This is where the 20-second rule comes in. The author, Sean Acor, tells a story about wanting to learn guitar. He kept it in his closet. That small bit of effort, getting up, walking to the closet, taking it out, was just enough friction to stop him. So, he put the guitar on a stand in his living room. He lowered the activation energy by just 20 seconds and boom, he started practicing every day.
It's all about making the good path the path of least resistance. You want to go to the gym in the morning? Sleep in your gym clothes. You've just made it 20 seconds easier to start. Want to eat fewer cookies? Put the jar on a high shelf. Add 20 seconds of friction. This isn't about being lazy, it's about being smart with your energy so you can save that precious willpower for the big stuff that really matters.
Now, this is where it gets really exciting, because this principle doesn't just apply to us as individuals. When you apply the happiness advantage to a whole team, the effect isn't just added, it's multiplied.
At our core, we're social creatures. Our brains are literally hardwired to connect and belong to a tribe. We evolved to survive together, and in the modern business world,
That instinct is just as crucial. Success is a team sport.
Think about this amazing example from firefighter training. When recruits are sent into a dark, smoke-filled maze alone, they almost always get disoriented and fail. But when they go in pairs, holding on to each other, the task becomes simple. That physical connection is a lifeline. It shows just how much our social investment can multiply our capabilities.
So, the final piece of the puzzle is this. How do we actually create an environment where this collective power can flourish? It all comes down to a clear, actionable strategy.
Team. Yeah, it's an acronym you've probably seen on a motivational poster. But I want you to start thinking about it as a serious business strategy. Every bit of effort you put into building social bonds and a collective positive mindset is a direct investment in your company's ability to innovate and outperform.
So here it is, your call to action. First, really dig in and understand what makes your team members tick. What are their unique strengths? Then, create small, shared wins to build that positive momentum. Use that 20-second rule to make collaboration easier. And finally, think about leading like a coach. Think Ted Lasso, focusing on belief and inspiration. You're not just managing people, you're building an ecosystem for success.
So the big takeaway is this. Stop chasing success, start cultivating happiness. It's not the destination, it's the high-octane fuel that gets you there. It's your single greatest competitive advantage. And the question I want to leave you with is this. What's your team's 4-minute mile? What's that invisible barrier that once you break it, will allow you all to achieve what currently seems impossible?